What is good, collective? Welcome back to my channel, Melanie Intuition Tarot. My name is Ezekiel. I am a intuitive tarot and oracle card reader. So thank y'all so much for tuning in to another reading with me on today. Um, yeah, today's a going to be a collective reading. So initially, um, because there's times where when I do like my pick a card readings, I may pull pull a card or two just to be like, okay, what topic do you want me to do, Spirit? Um, But then was I did that with today. I planned on actually doing a pick a card reading. I'm gonna still do one after this. Um, but I had a few cards that flew out of here, and then I got a download. Um, so I'm gonna do the collective reading part first, and then after this, I'll film the pick a card reading. But the message that came through really really strong. The first card that popped out was the World card. So I got something about a cycle, a pattern, something being completed. And then these two cards flew out, the Five of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. And I was like, okay, the message is pretty clear. So, collective, there's a cycle of, I'm hearing poverty that is breaking in your life. There's a cycle of lack that is breaking in your life. So with the world card here, usually when I get the world, um, there's several cards in tarot that talks about like completion, completing of a cycle. But to me, that they all have like different like reasons for completing, if that makes sense. So for me, with the world card, especially with it being the last card in the major arcana, with the first card being the Fool, and literally the major arcana is the Fool. Um, going through certain phases in their life or certain lessons in their life, in order to finally get to the world, which is completion, the completion of a cycle based off of the lessons that they've learned. So that's what I'm getting for this collective, is that you've learned the lesson that you needed to learn, um, and now things are progressing for you, things are moving for you in your life. um, I definitely am picking up you gaining some sort of support. Now, this can be support from people, a person, a community, especially I'm picking up community strongly, but I'm also picking up divine support. So, I'm hearing sugar daddy. So, I don't really get like a actual physical sugar daddy. It feels like the universe is taking up that title of sugar daddy in your life. So you're about to start getting spoiled by the universe. Now, with this Knight of Pentacles energy, the Knight of Pentacles, the Knight itself is about action, movement, but each Knight, has a different speed to it. With the Knight of Pentacles being like the slowest moving Knight, but to me, he's more assured. He's more like very sure of the steps that he needs to take, his goal, his vision, his dreams, and he knows exactly how to get there. He has the pinnacle right in front of his face and is facing towards the future direction. So you're about to gain clarity on what steps to take next, what moves to make next. um, where you were once confused or felt like left out in the cold, or feeling unsupported and unloved, or just kind of feeling very lonely, because you were never alone. But that feeling of loneliness is definitely dissipating, and you're now about to receive clear instruction or clear steps on how to move forward. Um, hmm. What was the lesson, Spirit? What was the lesson that the collective needed to learn, that they have learned? Something about receiving can be significant for you. Maybe you were learning how to receive. I definitely resonate with that for sure. I'm still learning myself how to receive. I'm somebody who's very hyper independent. I mean, you can resonate with that as well. But receptiveness or receiving from others, or even receiving from the universe, from spirit, God, source, creator, Allah, whatever you want to call it. But learning how to truly receive has been um, a big lesson for you during this journey. You got the star and then the two of swords. Interesting. So part of this lesson, this has been a really big healing journey for you. I feel like with this star energy, you've been healing on your own for quite a while. See if I can move this up. I definitely feel like you've been healing on your own for a while. You've been kind of doing your own thing. Um, and again, it's like you've may have felt lonely, but you were never alone. You've always, I'm drawn to like the bird here on this card. Birds for me are really big indicators of like ancestral um, guidance. So I feel like you've been on this journey and really kind of navigating through life or through this journey, through this process with the aid and support of your ancestors, of your spirit guides. Um, and through this ancestral support and guidance with this Two of Swords energy, they've been helping you to, you know, to use your intuition to make the best decisions that are of your highest good. To um, I'm seeing somebody like, what are they called? I think they're called parkour. It's like a game, video game, or a type of video game or something like that. But like each round is like, it's like you have to decide, how to best like get around this certain obstacle. Some obstacles, you may walk on something and then spikes may shoot up and then you have to start, you're eliminated, then you got to start over. Or, there may be, a hidden, um, I don't know, a hidden trap or something. And, if you touch it, then you fall through and then you eliminate it, you got to start over. So it's kind of giving that energy of like, sure, there may have been some mistakes along the way. I'm also picking up like some necessary mistakes that you needed to make, but other times, but for the most part, it was you having to learn how to tune into the inner navigation system, the inner guidance to know what to do. Should you go left or should you go right? Should you go above it? Should you go under it? Should you go around it? And all the other prepositions. So, you've been really gaining a lot of like clarity through the assistance of your ancestors and your spirit guides. And I feel like that's part of the lesson too, was having to learn how to do that. And more specifically, learning how your ancestors and your spirit guides communicate with you. So that can be through certain signs and synchronicities that you've been picking up on. It can be through your dreams for some of you with the star energy. It can be through music for someone here. There's many different ways that we may receive signs and synchronicities. But you had part of your lesson was learning how your ancestors and your spirit guides communicate with you, because how they may communicate with me could be completely different than how they may communicate with you. Um, so that was part of your lesson too, and I feel like you're starting to get a good grasp on it. It may not be 100% to where you want it to be or where you expect it to be, but you're starting to get a good grasp on it. You're starting to get a good grasp on the signs and synchronicities around you and how to tune into them and what they mean for you. You know, me seeing a bird, again, for me, it represents, ancestors. But for you, it may represent a specific deity. It may represent a certain time in your life. Um, yeah, like it can mean different things for many different people. So again, you've part of this lesson is you learning what it means or what certain signs and synchronicities mean for you. Ooh, okay. So you got the Knight of Cups here at the bottom of the deck. So there's something regarding your creativity, your creative endeavors for someone here, that can be very significant in this next phase in your life. Something about this second half of the year is very, very significant for the collective. I was listening to this reading the other day, um, and she was talking about how like July 1st was kind of like the beginning of a new life for the collective. And she talked about how, the story that you used to tell before was, how you made it through certain things and how you overcame certain obstacles. It's all these bad things or negative things that you may assume. But the second part of the year is the start of a new life. It's the start of a new journey or a new story of you. Now your story will consist of all the good things that have been happening in your life or starting to happen in your life. So I feel like that's the energy that the collective is in right now, is that um this new journey, this new phase that you're entering into your life, is going to be your stories moving forward are going to be of all the good things that are going to happen or all the good things that are starting to happen for you. Because again, I feel like you're in your past, or even recently, a lot of your stories have been, I've overcame this, or this bad thing happened, and I made it through it. All those like kind of like testimony type of stories. But again, moving forward, you're still going to have a testimony, but it's going to be more of all the good things that are happening and progressing for you in your life. Now, this Knight of Pentacles energy, this is the energy of like things unfolding. It may not necessarily be, an immediate, like, oh, I immediately received a large lump sum of money. This is more of the energy of like, okay, I received $100 this day. And then a couple days later, I received $1,000. And then a couple days later after that, I received $10,000. So it's like that energy of like slow and steady wins the race. So you're being instructed right now, collective, to be patient, take your time, and be consistent and diligent in your work. And even something regarding your mindset with this Two of Swords energy, be consistent and diligent with your positive thinking at this time. Some of you may feel an urge to revert back to negative thoughts or negative thought patterns, or feeling like you're crossed up or confused about your journey and what to do. Don't let that creep in. Just I'm hearing, what's that, Finding Dory, just keep swimming, just keep swimming. That's the energy that your spirit guides want you to be in, is just keep swimming, just keep moving forward. Things are going to unfold for you in divine timing and in the way that it's meant to. But you also, again, have to stay consistent. Ooh, okay. What else, Spirit? Anything else? Um, I think I got a message about creativity. I think I kind of stopped that message, but it's coming back now. So something about your creative endeavors. It doesn't necessarily feel like something that you're like making money of off of anything, but this could literally be, um, I don't know, you doing more painting, or maybe you're getting into coloring pages or um, even something on like a digital level could be regarding like, maybe you're creating a Pinterest board or a vision board on Pinterest. Maybe you're creating things on Canva. I don't know, but there's something about creation can be significant for you. And I feel like that is helping you to give birth to this new life. I'm hearing lifestyle for this group, for this collective. I'm still getting used to the collective readings. I keep on wanting to say group. I'm so used to my pick a card readings. Whew. Anything else, spirit guides? Anything else? You're gaining support. That's coming through. That message is coming through again. Is support. Um, but just be open to support. Again, part of your lesson was learning how to receive. So you're going to be tested on that with an opportunity to receive some sort of support or help. But are you going to open yourself up to that support or help, no matter who it's coming from? Are you going to receive it? Hmm. Anything else, spirit guides? It's a very exciting time for you. This new timeline that you're on is going to be a very abundant one. It's going to be a very blessed one. It's going to be full of healing, but not in the sense of like you having to go through certain negative experiences in order to, learn a certain lesson or to heal from something. This feels more of like healing those parts of yourself that felt unsupported, but the healing part of it is you receiving that support, or healing parts of yourself that felt, in lack financially. But now this healing looks more like you receiving more and more money. It's this healing is going to look different for you in this next phase is you actually receiving the things that you may have lacked or receiving the things that you may have negatively felt that you weren't worthy of or deserving of, or that you were just never going to receive it, and that you just listening to these readings was, just you feeding your delusions. But now you're about to start seeing the magic in life. I'm hearing something about magic. Life is about to get very, very magical for you, collective. So I believe these are all the messages that I'm getting for y'all. So let me know how this reading resonates for you in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Y'all stay well, stay blessed, and I will see you all in my next readings. Peace out.